Hello, my darlings. Good morning, good morning. How are we all? Welcome to how to make your clients obsessed. That is the theme of today's webinar, and we're going to be sharing some wonderful things with you. But first and foremost, hello, darling. This very much is a safe space, my loves. So please do to chat. To pop your questions in. You can always put them to me in a private message, and I can read them out. So who am I? For those of you that don't know me, my name is Pia Jackson, aka the Slick Fairy Godmother, because I'm here to make all your dreams come true. So let's kick off, darlings, and do ask questions. But drum roll, please. Before we begin, I have some very exciting news. So this, sadly, is our last ever live masterclass in our webinar series. But, big but, something fantastic coming up. So I'm going to reveal everything at the end. So stay tuned, and I'll tell you all about it. Today we're going to be talking about how to make your clients obsessed, and we're going to look at 3 different topics. So we're going to look at perfecting the client journey, tips to clients, and we're going to be sharing an inside scoop with you. So get your notepads ready, and obviously any questions, just shout. So 89% of consumers began using a competitor after a poor client experience. Now, that is a huge and terrifying statistic. So what we want to try and do is make sure that our clients love us and shout about us and continue to come back. So what we're going to try and do today is we're going to help you make your clients obsessed with you. So, what is a top-notch client experience, and why is it so important? It might seem obvious, but a fantastic customer experience means increased loyalty, more referrals, and therefore more money. If you think about the fact that 40% of all our new clients intake comes from referrals, we've got to make sure that we are doing a fantastic job in providing a good customer experience. Now, customer experience is a lot more than good coffee. It is a reflection and a representation of you, your brand, your business, and you as a business owner. So one of my questions for you to have a little think about is, are your team representing you? Do they know what your preferred client experience is? Are they representing your brand to your clients even when you are not there? And that's a key thing to think about, because remember, if you have a business that requires your presence, you do not have a business, you have a job. One of my favorite sayings. So presenting your way to success essentially means that yourself, your team, and your company need to understand what experience is, and how to present themselves in terms of how you stand, how you greet people, how you greet your client when they come through the door, what your online presence looks like, what experience in the salon is like. It's not just the service, it's not just providing them good coffee and saying, you know, what would you like to have for a beverage. There are so many different ways to present your way to success. If you are a business that offers easy and inclusive ways to book, to pay, that is professional, charming, timely, you can essentially charge what you like. Now, remember what I said about customer experience coming back to more money. Talking of pricing, go and have a look at our pricing masterclass if you haven't already, because that will teach you how to set your prices for profit. So you might think that the client experience starts when they walk in for their appointment or they make a booking. Wrong, I'm afraid, my darlings. Ding, ding. The client journey ends. It is a constant cycle. It is a constant loop. So the client journey works in a loop, and it has about 4 areas. So you've got the consultation, you've got the booking itself, the service, and aftercare. Those are the 4 elements of the client journey. But remember, it is a constant cycle. It never, ever ends. So consultations. Now, when a new client comes to you, their consultation is the gateway to turning them into a regular, happy, paying client. So when we think about the consultation, I want you to have a think about, where does the consultation happen? Are you taking your client to a quiet place where they can talk and they can hear what you're saying? There's nothing worse than trying to have a consultation with a client that might be a little bit nervous. If it's really loud, there's loads of loud music, there's noisy hairdryers, there's cackling and chattering. It's very stressful for a client. And it also leaves more room for error and miscommunication. So when you're doing a consultation, don't drown them out. Otherwise, they may not come back. Take them somewhere quiet. The other question to think about is, how long are you taking for consultations? And is it standard across the team? Is it 5 minutes? Is it 10 minutes? Is it 15 minutes? Is it 30 minutes? And do you have a standard of questions to ask? Are you asking the right questions? Are you asking clients to bring pictures of what they want to achieve? Are you allowing the client to speak? There's a fantastic chap called James Busby, who owns a salon. If you don't follow him on social media, I would highly recommend that you do, because he films his consultations and he takes 15 minutes, 30 minutes to film to do a consultation, and it's fantastic. The questions that he asks, what he talks about with the client, what the client says, it's really interesting. I'd go and watch them. Are you also to retail during the consultation? Because that's a fantastic place to start if you are looking to up your retail game. And then, how do you follow up with a consultation? Are you giving them a care form to complete? What do you do after the consultation has taken place? One of my salons has a fantastic form. I mean, it's quite lengthy, but they ask them everything, including things like, what's your favorite type of music? What is your favorite beverage? There's so many different asks that will give an all-rounded, fantastic consultation and set you up for a brilliant customer experience, which means you're laying the groundwork for turning them into a loyal, regular, happy paying client who may even buy some retail and will certainly rebook after their service. So I'm going to run a little poll now, my darlings. And the question to ask you is, when did you last book into your own business? So answer the question. You can press a few buttons to answer. Did you book into your own business recently, ages ago, or never? This might be you're booking into your own business, or you've hired a mystery shopper. Ages ago. Okay, 100% at the moment. So some people are booking into their own business. That's fantastic. Okay. Try and consider doing it every 6 months. And that might be you get a family friend, you hire a mystery shopper. What to try and understand here is, can you expect to offer a perfect client experience if you've never experienced it or had someone neutral experience it for you and report back? So have a little ponder on that and see what you can do over the next 6 months to book into your own business. Now, the other thing you've got to think about is, how do you present yourself to clients when they want to book? Now, that extends to both online and in salon. So my question to you is, how easy is it to find you? So a little bit of homework for you is, go onto Google, type the word salon or barber or beauty salon, whatever you are, and your area into Google, those 2 words. So salon, Ashford, into Google and see how far you come up on the list of businesses. Are you at the top? Are you on the first page of results? The reason I ask that is because new clients come to you in one of three ways: social media, referrals, and Google. Google is probably one of the main ways that a new client is going to find you. If they can't find you, they ain't booking with you. And we know that people are notoriously lazy. They usually won't ask the first 3 or 4 results. So what we want to try and do is make sure that it's obvious that you exist. And the way to do that is to try and get as many Google reviews and as many stars, so it's as close to 5 stars as you can get on Google, to get yourself to the top of the list. You can also do things like SEO and all that stuff, but this is the most organic and the most cost-effective way of doing it. Have a look at your Google business page. Who's calling me? That's my sister. Is it obvious what type of business that you are? Is it obvious that perhaps you offer silent appointments or mirror-free appointments? Do they know that you have wheelchair access if you have it? Do they know what your cancellation policy is and where to park? There are different ways that you can show what type of business you are and show what type of client experience through your Google business page, your website, and your social media. Do they know what your opening hours are, your address is? Do they know what your phone number is? Do they know how to book? These are all sorts of things that I would highly recommend that you go and have a look at in your own business. We've got some more people joining us. Hello, Sam. Hello, Claire. Good morning. Good morning. By the way, darlings, if you have any questions, pop them in the chat, or any experiences that you want to share, pop them in the chat. You can also put it into the private chat as well. Don't worry, darling, you're here. That's the most important thing. What I'm showing you on this page is 3 examples of posts on Instagram pages for some of my salons. Now, this is fantastic information, and I will come back to it more later, but educating your clients is so important. If somebody lands on your social media page, do they know exactly who you are? The easiest way of providing education and giving them as much information as possible is to create a nice post and pin it to the top of your social media page. So this is some examples of some of my salons, what they've pinned to the top of their Instagram page. Highly recommend you do that. Bookings, second part of the client journey. How easy is it for your clients to book, and how inclusive are you being? Does the booking process reflect your brand, for example? Have you got a website with a contact us button, and it leads to a page that you then have to fill out all your details, and you basically send a request through that comes through to you on email, and then you've got to contact them, blah, 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 blah. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't make it difficult for clients to book with you. Some people are, of course, going to want to call. That's fine. Which means if they do, have you got a nice voicemail? Do you check your voicemails regularly? Is there a script to answer the phone? How noisy is it in your salon? That might sound bonkers, but I spend my life calling salons, and I cannot tell you some of the experiences that I've had when calling salons. Most people are wonderful. They have a fantastic script. They sound great, sound excited. They sound passionate. I can hear them. And then you have some situations where the phone is really crackly. You can't hear them. There's so much noise going on in the background. They answer the phone. They go, "Can I put you on hold?" And then you're immediately put on hold. Or you've people that are like, "Hi, it's the salon." That does not inspire passion and excitement. I tell you, that is not a good client. So this is what I mean about booking into your own business. When they do want to book with you, are you giving them the option to book online? And if not, why not? 92% of people want to book online. If you think about the demographic of people that we have who want to be in our industry, you've got a huge spectrum. You've got people in their 80s that want to call, that don't even have a mobile phone. And then you've got youngsters who don't want to speak to anyone and they want to do everything online. The thing is, the online pattern is getting wider and wider and wider and wider. We now have clients who are in their 60s and 70s who are booking online. The key thing is it easy? Is it obvious? Is it inclusive? So you offer the same thing to everybody. Everybody gets the chance to book online, or everybody gets the chance to book in salon or over the phone. This is what is the one of the main things in terms of getting clients to have a wonderful experience and come back with you. Make it easy, make it obvious. The service. So this is the next part in the client journey. For those of you that were late, don't worry, we'll send you a replay of this. But essentially what we're talking about is the client journey, which is made up of 4 things: consultation, booking, service, aftercare. Now, this is a constant loop. It's a constant cycle. It doesn't begin and end. It's always ongoing. So the day of the service is obviously your term to shine, all right? How you greet your client will set the tone for the whole experience. Remember, you should have company values and company standards. So that means that everybody greets the client in the same way. We want to take their coat. We want to make sure that we make them feel more special. But what is the most valuable commodity in the world? Does anybody know? It used to be oil. It used to be gold. Do we know what the most valuable commodity in the world is? If you do, put your answers in the chat. I'm going to have a swig of water whilst we're doing this. It was oil. It was gold. What is it? 10 points to Gryffindor for Philip Todd. Data. Absolutely 100% data. The more data that you have on your client, the better. Why? Because you get to make their experience even better, which means you make more money. So I want to know, what information do you have on your client? Are you collecting enough? Do you have their name, their mobile number, their home number, their birth date, their email address, what tea they like, what thickness of hair they have? There's so many different things that you can do, but the devil is in the details. The more information you have, the better client experience you can offer, the more likely they are to pay more for your services, buy retail products, rebook, send their friends to you, blah, 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 blah. In this little image that I've got here, you can see client tags underneath the name Pia Jackson, and then I've got the birth date and the patch test, and then I've got VIP, silent service, deposit needed, and underneath the client notes. There is a way to tag your clients in any way you like, whether that's they require wheelchair access, they've got long, thick hair, they like coffee, they like silent services or mirror-free appointments. Whatever it is, there is a way to get as much information on your client as possible in order to give them a fantastic experience, okay? Mobile numbers are the most important thing to get on your client. If you don't have a mobile number, you cannot send them a confirmation text. You cannot send them a reminder. You cannot send them the cancellation policy. You can't send them any marketing, any birthdays, blah. So get as much data as you possibly can. The important thing to remember at this stage of the journey, okay, when the service is taking place, is that you are experts. You are the experts in your field. Your clients look to you and your team for advice, for guidance, for help, for tips, for tricks, for anything that you can share your knowledge with them. The more you do that, the better experience, the more likely they are to buy retail, the more likely they are to rebook. I don't need to tell you how to do your job. What you need to do is make sure that you are imparting all the wonderful information that you have up here on why this service does that, why you need to have a conditioning treatment, why you need to come back in 8 weeks' time. This is important for you and your team to make sure that you're doing at all times. One little thing which I'll give you as a tip, which is a great little money maker, is head massages. Now, if you are a hair salon or a barber, the head massage as a client is the best bit of the whole service. I can say this from experience, but head massages last all of 2 minutes. So if you want to give your clients a fantastic experience, first of all, I would give them a slightly longer head massage. Train your team how to give a really good head massage. Second thing is market it. Did you know, lovely clients, that you get a free head massage with every appointment? Oh my God, lovely. I shall come in. If you've got assistants or juniors who are learning on the job and they could do with making more money, create a service called head massage and hair wash specifically for the juniors, the apprentices, people who are learning, and then pump that on marketing. Put that on your social media, send out a text. Clients love this idea. Busy mums, busy people, teachers who are off work or whatever, come in for a free head massage and a hair wash. They can either rough dry their own hair or leave with wet hair. Divide half an hour, 15, 20 quid. Fantastic. It's working wonderfully. So retail, remember, you've laid the groundwork during the consultation. You talked about retail. You talked about what's going to work best for them. We've already explained what products we think will buy. Now it's the time to use our knowledge and our expertise to educate. Lots of clients are being pampered and they are at their most susceptible. So during the service, are we talking about the products that we're using? Are we getting them to smell them? Are we putting them in front of the client whilst they're sitting in the chair and saying, I'm using this for this reason, this is what it does, have a smell, have a play with it, feel it, whatever. Are we using our knowledge to make sure that they are getting as much information about retail as possible? Some of my salons do a little tester pot. If they're not sure about buying it at checkout, they will give them a little tester pot. Go home, try that, come back. Next time you'll want it. Done. It's not a sale. You are educating. All right. So once the service is complete, payment. Are you making it easy for them to pay? How many times have you had a client forgetting their wallet or they don't carry cash? Can you still take their bill? What if your current card machine goes down? Ideally, you want to try and make it as easy for them as possible. Now, if none of you have got the Slick Pay card machine yet, what are you doing with your lives? Because it is fantastic. That's a lovely picture of Andrew from Antidote holding his Slick Pay card machine. Fantastic. Not only is it a really nice experience for you. So if you've got a salon with self-employed staff and there's 6 card machines out and you're all trying to tap on which one it is, blah, 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 and then you've got one person that's done the color and one person that's done the cuts, and the client has to tap twice. This is not a good experience. This card machine, you tap once, and if you've got self-employed staff and there's 2 self-employed staff that have done one service, the service will divide and go into each of their bank accounts through one tap. It is genius. Not only that, but because Slick talks to the card machine, there's no room for human error. So one of my salons has made an extra £2,000 a month simply because nobody's got to tap in any numbers, because it does it for you. So again, fantastic service. Give them a nice way to pay. Rebooking, the last bit of the service. Now, this is incredibly important for obvious reasons, right? The more times they rebook, the more times they come in, the more money we make. But rebook does not start, my darling ones, when they come to pay. Rebooking starts at the consultation. And remember, you're experts, you're educators, you know when the client needs to come back in order to keep their looking fresh. So are we explaining this to clients? Remember, clients are relying on you to tell them what they need. So there's 2 ways that we can boost our rebooking. One is by using the right script, which again sounds bonkers, but it works. Instead of saying, Mrs. Smith, would you like to book your next appointment? You say, Mrs. Smith, would you like to book your next appointment in 8 weeks' time? Would you prefer to come in on the Tuesday or the Wednesday? By doing that, you're not giving the client the option to say no. You're giving the client the option to say Tuesday or Wednesday. That will boost your rebooking. The second thing is use the rebooking text. There is a reason why it's there, and there is a reason why it works so brilliantly. It's automated, so you don't even need to think about it, and it's only sent to the clients that don't rebook in salon. The ones that say, can I check my diary when I get home, please? Once they get home, they get a nice little message with a link to book and the number to call to rebook their next message. Take the stress away from you. Make it easy, make it obvious. Aftercare. The client experience does not end when they walk out of your business premises. The client experience continues. It is a constant loop. So how do we make sure that we are communicating with our clients and we are giving them an excellent experience even when they are not with us? The secret, as we all know, to a good relationship is communication. All right. So you can automate your aftercare, and there's so many different types of things that you can do. This is just an example of what we've got. So you've got the rebooking text, which we've already talked about. You've got the automated review. So thanks for visiting us. Please leave us a Google review here, and it will send a link to your Google review page. Now, how many times have we said, can you leave us a Google review? And they go, yes, of course. And they leave the shop and they never do it. This will make it easy. But obviously, if they've already rebooked in salon, they get the review. If they don't rebook in salon, they get the rebooking. Okay, we don't want to be bombarding clients. Then what we want to try and do is make them come back. Okay, and the way to do that is to make sure you've got an automated client retention process. If they haven't been for 7 weeks and they haven't rebooked, we send them a little 7-week prompt. Nearly time for your next appointment. If you're in the hair industry, you want to try and get your clients booking back in their pre-pandemic cycles when it was every 8 to 10 weeks. You'll know they've been going longer and longer and longer and longer and longer between appointments. We want to try and bring that back. So if they haven't come in after 7 weeks, we look forward to seeing you. If they haven't come back in after 12 weeks, we send them a 24-week. We missed you. Come back and see us. Now, the key thing here, my darlings, don't feel you need to discount. In fact, I have recently put a ban on discounts in all of my salons because I've said, no, we are not doing this. We are in a position of power. We do not need to be earning less by giving away discs. So I'm putting a ban on discounts for all of you. And then, of course, you've got the birthday message, which will only send if you've got birthday data. So again, data, data, data. But this will provide a fantastic aftercare. Now, 2 things here is so do things like aftercare forms, which you can send out and they can fill out on their phones. How was your service? Can you give us a bit more information? Who was your stylist? How did you find them? The more information you get from them, the better. And the more you can create an even better client experience. One other thing, whilst I'm thinking of it, is how to deal with a bad Google review. Now, unfortunately, my darlings, we all get them, all right? You'll have cases where it'll be a bonkers person who's never to the salon, who's decided for some reason they've got nothing better to do than leave you a Google review. Or you will have somebody that's had not a great experience and they may not say anything when they're in the salon. If you get a bad Google review, I would answer it straight away or as close to straight away as you can. And obviously what we've got to remember is the client is always right to some extent. Obviously, if they haven't been, then that's just a whole different story. But do what you can to communicate with client straight away. All right. Offer them whatever you need to offer them to get them back in. That will resolve it. Okay. Tips for client retention. Okay, how do we make our clients obsessed? The key is to make sure they are kept up to date with what you are doing. So how do we do that? Well, it's the same thing as any relationship we communicate. So we've already talked about marketing, okay? How else can we communicate with our clients? We can use social media. Now, remember again that new clients will find you in one of 3 ways: Google, social media, referrals. Social media is a difficult one because it's very time consuming. Now, as salon owners and business owners, my darlings, I hope you are delegating this. I hope you are not doing it to yourselves. This is something to pass on to somebody who has a bit more time. If you need to pay for it, pay for it. But ideally, you can have somebody within the team, give them the job of doing your social media. You want a mixture of 3 different things. You want the services you've done, all right? However, if you are a hair salon and your Instagram page is just pictures of the back of it will get very boring. Okay, so we want to mix it up. We want services done. We want a mixture of education stuff. So that a walkthrough of the salon showing how you get in if you're in a wheelchair. It might be these are the services that we do. This is our coffee bar over here. This is introducing this stylist or therapist over here. This is what they do. One of my salons had a fantastic response, as in it went viral, to one of her videos, which was literally her talking to camera, and she said, "Do you know that you need to shampoo your hair twice?" That was it, and it went nuts. So it doesn't have to be anything mad, but you want a mixture of educational and then personality. Now, if your salon, your brand is bubbly, lively, fun, colorful, are you showing that on your Instagram? If your salon is neutral, everything's black and white, it's very cool, it's very edgy, are you showing that on Instagram? Some of my salons do funny reels because that's the salon that they are. It's their personality. It's bubbly. It's fun. It's great. That's fantastic. Some of my salons just do walkthroughs, showing the personality in the salon. They're having a lovely time. Some of the clients are doing an interview, whatever. There is so many different things that you can do, but you want a mix of services done, educational content, and personality. Show who you are. What's your brand? Again, my darlings, delegate, please. This is not a job for you. But that's another way that we can communicate with our clients. Now, a massive tip in terms of marketing is get your clients to do your marketing for you. It's free marketing. So what you can do is, for example, hold a competition. Every client who posts a selfie or a picture of the work that they've had done and tags you, the salon, in their post will go into a raffle and win whatever. Okay. What's happening there is that you are getting your clients to do your marketing for you for free. So when they share it to their story, all of their friends see it. Make it easy. Get your clients to do the work for you. And you will referrals off the back of that, and it makes it much easier for you. Okay. The other thing is, remember when we talked about booking? Make it simple, make it effective, make sure that clients feel safe, make it easy, make it obvious. Now, this is a fantastic little video from one of our salons called Wonder Salon. And all they did was they got their phone and they did a screen recording of going onto their Instagram, clicking the book now button and making an appointment into their salon. That's all they did. And then they posted it on their Instagram with a little caption that says how to book your appointment online using our booking system. Genius. Fantastic. What that's done is it's alleviated any fears that anybody might have of it's really difficult to book online and therefore I'm not going to do it. What they're doing is they're showing their clients how easy it is, how wonderful it is, how quick it is, how safe it is, how active it is. And by doing that, they're getting more online bookings, which means in all likelihood, they've got a deposit attached. And therefore, they don't have to have that whole deposit question, because that's just the way it is. When you book online, you take a deposit. Samantha, my darling, you can, if you speak to customer support via the chat bubble, they will talk you through how to do it. It's very, very easy. You can do it in 3 minutes flat, but they'll talk you through it. All right. So I would highly recommend that you do that. If you've got more than one person working in your salon and they all have their own Instagram pages, you can give them the link to put in the bio of their Instagram. Okay, so you can only have one book now button per salon, but you can have the link in as many places as you like. What you want to do here is make sure you're having a call to action. Okay, in the bio where it says hair salon Norwich, this is what we do. You want to have book via button below if you've got the book now button, or you want to have book via the link below if you're one of the team members and you've only got the link. Doesn't matter what you post. The whole reason we have social media is because we are trying likes into bookings. So not only in your bio, but on every single post, write in the caption, book your next appointment via the button or the link in our bio. Okay, that is what you want to do to try and make sure that clients are given instructions to book their next appointment. That is the whole reason we have social media. Let's make use of it. So here are some fantastic examples of my gorgeous salons who show exactly their brand, who they are. So this is Sean Alexander's studio. Go and follow these people. Fantastic bio, really interesting. He's got a book now button, really colorful. He shows exactly the type of brand that he is. He's got funny reels. He's got pictures of the work that he's done. He's got educational content. Brilliant. Okay. Hair, again, fantastic, very funny reels, very lovely content. They do a lot of balayage work, so they have a lot of balayage posts, but it's educational, it's personality, it's the work that they've done. They've got a fantastic bio. It's great. Okay. And now I've got HH Hair and Beauty. You can see what they've pinned to the top of their Instagram: cancellation policy, tiered pricing, and I can't read the other one, but they do a fantastic mixture of educational, personality, and the work that they do. So these are people to go and follow. And Unit 4, 1,000 followers, book now button, see what's pinned to the top: allergy testing info, deposit is required, opening times. She's the one that had her video about shampooing twice go viral. Highly recommend you go and follow these people because they're great inspiration. How else we increase communication, we make our clients obsessed, is in salon. Now, how many of you watched the Instagram live we did with the wonderful Matthew Stark on Wednesday? If you did, you will know the story about the pink sign. If you didn't, don't worry, I'll tell you anyway. The Matt Stark has a fantastic brand. Okay, very smart, very chic, black and white, looks gorgeous, salon's lovely. He's been there for 15 years. Okay, he decided to do something different because he kept having clients say, "Oh, I didn't know you existed." He's on a parade of shops. You can, you know, it's right in the middle. It's lovely. It's a fantastic location, but clients didn't know he existed. So what he did was he got a neon pink sign. Okay, and it just says, "This is it," and he's put it on the wall of his salon. When he goes home at the end of the day, he keeps the pink sign on. You wouldn't believe the amount of new clients that he got through the door. He said, "Oh my God, I didn't know you were there. I only knew that because the pink was blasting out into the street at night." And people were like, "Oh my God, there's a salon there." This is a fantastic way. I'm not saying get a neon sign, but you see what I mean in terms of there are so many different ways to communicate with clients that we don't even know exist. And it just makes them obsessed because suddenly you're now on their radar. Okay. The other thing is to have a look at acrylic signs. Now, you may not need to do an acrylic sign. You can print something out on a bit of paper, stick it in a photo frame from IKEA. All right. But have them in front of the client, have them on the front desk. Here's how to join us on Instagram. Here's how to join us on Facebook. Here's how to book your next appointment. Little QR code that leads to all of those pages. When the client is bored in their chair and they've got foils in their hair and they're stuck there and they can't do anything else, give them something to do. They've all got their phones. They will then go and have a little look. If you want help with making QR codes, ask the customer support team. They can do it for you. You can either get an acrylic sign, you can print it out on a bit of paper, put it in a photo frame. Have something in front of the client so they're educated even whilst they're in the chair. All right, so a little bit of an inside scoop here, darlings. Obviously, we look at 6,000 users, right? Which means we can take all of the data that we get from our salon owners. It's all anonymous. It's all very boring numbers data. But for some of us, it's lovely. It's great fun because we can then analyze it. What's working? What's not working? Why is it not working? We have found is that for those people that have online booking and the automated rebooking service, so when you've been in and you haven't rebooked in salon and you send them a text saying, "Would you like to book your next appointment? Here's how to," there's the link to online booking. They have £17,000 more revenue, or a 7% difference in revenue, simply by having those two things. It's very simple. It's very easy. You've just automated your rebooking service, and it means that you are going to be making more money. All right. It also means you've got a nice client experience, because now the client goes, oh, lovely. I've got my diary up front of me. I'm at home now. I can now book my next appointment. You've made it easy, you've made it simple, you've made it effective. Okay. So, darlings, your action plan. I want to know whether you've booked into your own business. Now, for those of you that missed this at the beginning, don't worry. What I said is bit of homework. Go and book into your own business. Get a mystery shopper, do it yourself. Try and be obviously anonymous. Get a neutral family friend. Call the salon. Try and find the salon. So Google yourself so Google salon or barber and your area. So salon Ashford, for example. Go and Google it. How far up the list do you come? Then try and make an appointment. Do it in two ways. So I want to book online, or I want to book by calling. When you book online or want to book online, is it easy? Is there a book now button that just takes you straight there? When you call, what is it like calling your salon? Is there a script? Do they sound nice? Do they sound passionate? Are they helpful? Go and book in your own business. You'll be amazed at what you find. Number 2, set up your automated marketing. If you haven't got automated marketing, darlings, go and do it. We see day in, day out, the success of the businesses that have an automated client retention program or an automated program. They are way more successful. Hate to break it to you, but it's true. And number 3, post on social media. But please, my darlings, delegate this as much as possible, would you, my loves? Because this is not a job for you, but it is a necessary evil. All right. So any questions, pop them in the chat. But now I will get to the bit of exciting news. Now, those of you that didn't arrive right at the start, don't worry. I said we've got some exciting news and I held off until the end. So exciting news, drum roll please. Slick Education is evolving. Now, we have listened to your feedback and we got a lot of feedback about it's very difficult for you guys to take time out of your diary. Well done for those of you that are here to do and sit down at 11 o'clock on a Monday and watch all of this, these masterclasses. So what we've decided to do is create short, bite-sized content. So it doesn't matter what you want, we've got it covered. Okay, from how to do this, how do I do that, where do I find this, all the way to how to grow your business. So we're still the only software provider that does this, but we wanted to do it bigger and we wanted to do it better. So we've got several different elements. So we've now got what's called the Slick Academy. Oh yeah. What does that entail? So it will be for industry insight. So we will have 4 live webinars a year, and they will be quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, 4. Those owners and managers who want to know what's happening within the industry. So it will be the same as this. Okay. We pull all the data out. We do an analysis of what's happening in the industry. So, for example, last quarter, we realized that average bill was up by 4%, that more clients are booking more than now than ever. So that's very interesting. So we'll still do those, okay? The other thing we've got in Slick Academy is all these wonderful webinars that we've already done. They're all still there for you to go and look at. Again, those are for owners and managers. How to earn money in your sleep, how to build a winning team, what's the difference between self-employed and employed, how to do a price change. All of those things are still there and will live there so that you can watch them whenever you want to. Okay, that's the Slick Academy. The other thing we've got is on-demand training. So there's loads of training videos that you can access at any time. Very much the how-to. How do I take a booking? How do I take a deposit? Those are generally for new staff unless you want a little bit of a refresher, or any of your team do. Okay, so you've got on-demand training. The other thing we've got for those that don't have Instagram is YouTube. And again, very short form content. How to do this, how to do that, why is this important, how to protect your business from cancellations, the future of the industry. Those things will be there on YouTube, and that's for everybody. Okay, and there'll be lots of tips and tricks and all sorts of wonderful things. Same again for Instagram. Tips and tricks. What is leaky bucket syndrome? How to stop paying card fees on staff takings, etc., etc. And you'll also get to see our lovely faces and our little mascot Lottie and Barbie and Ken, as you can see on the left, which is our CEO and our COO. So that will be on our Instagram and Facebook. We will also have our Instagram live. Okay, now if you go onto our Instagram, can you see the third little thing across the top on the, looks like a little book that's open? In there are now guides. Now if you go on there and have a little look, we've created different guides for different things. So a whole load of videos on rebooking, a whole load of videos on cancellations. We've created one on all the lives that we've done. Okay, so there's loads of different things that you can look at, very short form, very quick content that's easy to digest, fast to digest, and gives you all the information you need. Of course, the Instagram lives we will continue doing. The In the Chair series, we've had so many guests. We've had Matt Stark, Sam C, Samantha Cusick, Ruth Lund, Edward Hemmings, Abby from Unit 4, Claudia from Amore Hair, and maybe you. If you've got a topic that you'd love to discuss, if you've got something that salons would benefit from, if you've got some success stories, if you've got something that you had to deal with that was a real issue and you've overcome it, let us know, because we want to hear from you guys. Okay, so that will be on socials as well. The other thing we've got, my darlings, it's what's called salon economics. Now we want you to have real-time data on how the industry is performing and how you compare. Now, we take 5 key metrics for that basically deem how successful your business is. Occupancy, rebooking, average bill, visit frequency, so how often they visit, cancellation rate. Okay? Those are the 5 key metrics that tell you how successful your business is and how successful it will be, but to give you this information whenever you want it. So what we've done, because we've had so much demand for this, we've now put it all on the website, and it is live data, so it updates whenever. However, I've got a little question for you, darlings. Tell me, would you to see these figures within Slick itself? So at the moment, you have to go onto the website, which I'll show you in a second, but vote now if you want to see this information within Slick itself. Fingers on buzzers. Okay. Well, I think we've had a clear answer. The answer is yes, please. Well, I can tell you it's coming. So we will be bringing that into Slick itself. So you'll have a value dashboard which shows how the industry is doing and how you are doing. Okay. Now, the most important thing here, my loves, is the community doesn't end on these live webinars. Okay. The community that we've built up together is fantastic, and we've seen so many wonderful things happening, sharing their ideas, their stories, helping each other, making sure that, you know, somebody doesn't feel about making a change within their business. So the community doesn't leave. It lives on Instagram, it lives on our social media, on YouTube, it lives on within the quarterly reports that we do that are live webinars. So it's not going to change really, darling. But what we're going to do is get it to you in a much easier, more digestible way. All right. So you can go to getslick.com/education, or you can literally phone over this lovely QR code and it will take you to everywhere where our new education is. So the Slick Academy, the YouTube videos, the Instagram videos, the on-demand training, salon economics is on there. There's a wonderful video of Rob and his jelly beans, which if you haven't watched it, it's just hilarious and very informative. So I'd highly recommend you go and watch that. But that's it, my darlings. I hope that was useful, and I hope that the new education is gonna, well, I know it will bring you things that you haven't seen before, maybe because it's too long, but we're now going to bring it all in short form, lovely content. So if there's no questions, my darlings, thank you very much for joining. It's been a joy. It's been a joy doing these with you. Thank you so much for being part of this wonderful community. Let's try and help each other and look after one another, always support each other, because we're all doing this together. All right, my darlings, you have a lovely, wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you on Instagram. Mwah!